Hey guys. All right, so I'm going to hop on this video here and I'm going to put this out to everyone. Now, originally I was going to make this video just for the health and fitness coaches on my specific team that weren't able to make it to our team conference in New Orleans this year. But I'm finding that the more that I'm posting on social media about different things that I'm learning, being applied to just my life in general or business in general, not necessarily just to health and fitness coaches, I'm finding that I'm getting a lot of feedback of people who want to hear more about it or who are interested or kind of just needed that pick me up. They're finding it inspirational and they're finding that they can apply it to their everyday lives too. So instead of just sharing it with my team, I wanted to share it with everyone because I think that there's so many people that can really benefit from a couple of the tidbits that I learned. So I'm just going to share 3 things that really hit my heart. I'm so overwhelmed with information and with learnings and with inspiration and motivation from the people that I got to hear. But I just wanted to narrow it down and keep it simple and tell you guys about 3 things that has definitely already altered how I'm viewing life in general and how I'm viewing my business. And hopefully after viewing this, you too will have a different perspective and a way for you to be more successful as a whole, whether it be in your business or your personal life, or simply making better choices, or having a better mindset, because we all know that mindset is really what drives us and really is what leads us to success in every form of the word. Okay, so I had the opportunity to listen to Brendon Burchard and Darren Hardy. If you're not familiar with them, they are both well-known authors of personal development books, I should say, that really focus on small changes that you can make in your life to be more productive, to be happier, to be more successful, to succeed in your business, to be a better mom, to be a better person in general. So I had the opportunity to listen to both of them speak at the conference that I was at. So I'm going to be pulling some information, then adding in a little bit of my own takeaways from what I learned. Okay, so the first one that I wanted to touch on, which I absolutely love, and I think it's so simple, but none of us do it, or most of us don't do it. I wasn't doing it. Is waking up every single day with intention, being an intentional person, knowing that you have a purpose. And if you wake up every morning and you meditate on that purpose, if you're a prayerful person, if you pray that God reveals that purpose to you and helps you to focus on that sole thing, that in and of itself can change the course of your day, your week, your month, your year, and your life. We are all busy adults. A lot of us are parents. A lot of us work full time. We wear many hats. We are caregivers. We are just busy and crazy. And I think it's really easy to go through the motions of life, and it's really easy to forget what our purpose is and why we are here. And it's very easy to, without even realizing it, be just unintentional. And if we wake up and we know our purpose and we think about our purpose, even if we're in the very beginning of our journey of chasing after that purpose or of pursuing what that means and what that looks like for us, whether that be being a stay-at-home mom, or being a teacher or a doctor or an attorney or a health and fitness coach, or whatever it looks like in your life. But I so strongly believe that we do have a purpose and we do have a reason why we are here. We have a gift that God has given us, and if we are intentional about pursuing that and about bettering ourselves and moving in that direction, not only is our life going to be positively impacted, not only are we going to go through our day and things feel a bit lighter and us feel a bit more joyful, but everyone around us, the people that love us so much, the people that we spend our time with, the people that we encounter, even strangers, they're going to benefit as well, because they are going to see that difference. They're going to see that intentionality. They're going to see you pursuing your purpose and being an intentional person. And I think that mindset in and of itself can really make a big difference as we're going through our everyday lives, to keep us from the mundane, to keep us from just running the rat race. Another thing that went hand in hand with that I really liked is that I think a lot of us, regardless of who you are, we have fears, right? Some of us more so than others. I personally have struggled with anxiety my whole life, and I know so many people that struggle with it as well. So I think the root of anxiety is fear, truly, and all of ours are different, but I know there's a lot of fear of judgment, of rejection, of failure, and all of these things. A lot of times they keep us from living our lives to its full extent. Those fears keep us stuck. They keep us at a plateau. They keep us from, that nagging thing in the back of your head that says, you've always wanted to be, I don't know, a special ed teacher. You've always wanted to be a physical therapist, or you've always wanted to be a personal trainer. But that fear of failure, or what are people going to think, or what if I say this wrong, or what if I do that wrong, it stifles your growth. And I think when you are more intentional, and you do meditate on that purpose first thing in the morning, every single day when you get up, when it's the first thing that you're thinking about, those fears and those potential judgments and the rejection and things like that, they kind of lose weight and they fade into the background. And your purpose is so much bigger than any fear, and so much more important than any fear. So if your purpose is being a stay-at-home mom and you're worried about people judging you for not being in the workforce, what's more important? Being home with that baby. That is what God has called you to do. That is your purpose. You need to focus on that and not worry about judgment. Or maybe your purpose is to to go back and get your master's degree, but you're already working full time and you have 2 little kids, and you have this, this fear that you're going to fail, that you're not going to be able to handle it, but it's on your heart so heavy that you want to pursue that's a dream of yours. Then you do it, you try it, you make it work, you focus on that purpose, you focus on your end goal, and then you back up and you take baby steps to get there, and you don't give 2 craps about anyone's judgment, about what other people think about you, or what that rejection is going to look like. Because when you know that you're following your heart, when you know that you are pursuing something that God wants you to do, it takes away the weight of those fears. They're still there. I'm not going to lie. I still have them in the back of my head. I'm still fearful of judgment and rejection and, what other people think of me. But I think when you really are intentional, it makes a huge difference, and all those other voices start to kind of fade into the background, and it almost becomes like this satisfying feeling of squashing them and of overcoming them. So that's my biggest takeaway for number 1, is just being intentional and seeking out your purpose and keeping that in the forefront of your mind. So another thing that Darren Hardy talked about was the simple idea of making choices. So he's famous for the book he wrote, The Compound Effect. And in The Compound Effect, he talks about just these small, minute changes that you make to your daily life. And how they can change your life, and they can change the course, of what your family life looks like, and your success, and everything. So he talks about the idea of choices and how, every small itty bitty choice that you have ever made shapes who you are. So I think, I hate to put too much weight on this because I don't want it to seem like a daunting concept, but at the same time, the choices that we make are shaping who we are, and who we are affects our purpose, it affects our success, it affects our families, and it affects the people who love us. So those small choices that you're making that seem insignificant in the moment, they can be make or break, and they can be choices that continue to shape who we are. And if you're sitting here and you're watching this and you're saying, man, I've made a lot of terrible choices and I'm not happy with where I am, that's okay. You have the ability and the opportunity even to make thousands and millions of choices moving forward in your life that can reshape who you are and build upon your current character. Use your past and use the choices that you've made to build your character, and to think about what choices that you've made that have moved your life forward, and what choices that you've made that maybe weren't the best but are part of who you are and make you the kick-butt person that you have become. Hand in hand with that is things like, let's say you are overweight and it's unhealthy. you've talked to the doctor and the doctor told you that, within the next 10 years, you have the potential to have a heart attack if you don't start taking care of your body, right? And the importance of healthy eating and exercise and things like that. So those small choices of choosing healthy meals, of choosing to go for a walk over sitting on a couch, those are make or break choices. So while in the moment on a Monday night after you've had a really long day, and you're saying, you know what, I'm just going to skip that walk, or I'm going to skip that workout or whatever. It's just one workout. It's not a big deal. All of those small choices are shaping who you are and what your ultimate outcome is. So while it seems like just one workout, or it seems like just one donut, or it seems like just one missed class, or it seems like, just all these little things, they add up and they make patterns. And we always want to make those small positive choices that are leading us towards, our ultimate goal and the ultimate success that is leading us toward our ultimate purpose. So everything kind of ties in together, which I just absolutely loved. This one quote that he said was phenomenal. He said, "Short-term pleasure creates long-term pain, and long-term pain creates short-term pleasure." So just the idea of a lot of the choices that we make that aren't aligned with our end goal, whatever that may be, whether it be business, family, health and fitness, like no matter what it is, oftentimes when we make those impulsive decisions, it's to pleasure ourselves, right? It's because in that moment, we're seeking what is more desirable then, instead of thinking about where we want to be and what really, honestly, matters the most. So by seeking that short-term pleasure, we're sacrificing the fact that there's potential for long-term pain, right? And sometimes the pain that we've endured, the long-term pain that we have endured, that builds us and that creates our character and that shapes us. Like I know that the pain in my past and the things that I've experienced, which you can check out my story at my blog at www.savedandstrong.com. I'll spare you that right now. But just all of that pain and depression that I walked through in my life, I know that God has a purpose. I know that I did make the choices that I made before that weren't so good, to lead me to where I am, to be here, to be, to have had the opportunity to go to this conference with over 20,000 people, and just exploring what it means to really pursue personal development and be the best woman, mom, wife, teacher, coach, friend, daughter that I could ever possibly be. So just the idea of thinking long-term and thinking about your entire journey and where you're trying to go, I think that's huge. Where are you going, and what is your purpose, and why are you getting there, and how are you going to get there, and what itty-bitty, teeny-weeny small choices are you making every single day that's going to create that compound effect or that ripple effect leading to you towards where you want to be. So kind of hand in hand with this is another thing he said was your adversity is your advantage, and your past, instead of viewing it as creating wounds in your life, view it as creating muscles. So if you're familiar with some health and fitness terms, there's a term called DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness, and that results from when you're lifting, your muscles actually get these little tears. They get wounds, if you want to think of it that way, and that's why you feel that sore feeling that makes you be like, oh, I'm never working out again. My daughter just woke up. But what's happening is those little tears are happening, those little fibers are breaking off so that they can grow back together and become stronger and bigger, right, over time. That's the whole premise of lifting weights. So to view it that way and to think of, all of the wrongs that have been done to you, or all the poor choices that you have made, all the negative things in your past, don't view it as wounds. View it as the opportunity to grow stronger and to overcome that adversity. Use it to your advantage. Use it to strengthen you, and use it even potentially to share with others, to be vulnerable, and to share your walk or what you've been through, your journey, to help empower other people. So use those things. I think a lot of us often feel like victims to life circumstances, whether it be, abuse, physical, sexual, disease, sickness, addiction, things like that. We use that as as a reason not to move forward, and we allow it to paralyze us. But when instead you view that as a piece of who you are, a piece that is not going to define you, but a piece that is going to allow you to be stronger than you once were, that can really empower you as a person, and in your business as well, if you're someone who is pursuing that route. So I just found that to be really, really powerful, because I think it's easy sometimes to play the role of feeling like you can't get ahead because of what has happened to you. So I absolutely love that. Use it to strengthen you. Use it like a muscle, not like a wound. The last thing that I wanted to touch on was the fact that, and this is from Darren Hardy, the fact that God has bestowed upon each of us a gift. All of our gifts are different. Some people have the gift of patience and working with maybe severely autistic children. Some people have the gift of knowledge, and they have been gifted with the ability, to be doctors and surgeons and anesthesiologists and things like that. And some people are gifted with, the ability to write and to touch people and to share important things with others through their writing, or maybe through singing, maybe you've been blessed with the gift of song. Oh, I wish, and you're singing worship songs and your voice is touching millions of lives. God gave you that gift, and don't allow fear, don't allow past choices, don't allow any of that to get in your way of that gift, and use it, because that right there, that gift that He gave you, that's your purpose. He wants you to fulfill that purpose by pursuing that gift that He gave you. And I think sometimes, I know I have at least gotten so scared to use my voice, really, and to be bold, and to just use the gift that I've been given. And I feel my gift is of sharing. It's of sharing my story and of sharing my past, sharing my not so good choices, and sharing where I am and who I am. So use that gift, because your gift back to God is using it. That's what He wants. He wants to see you, share that gift with the world, so that you can benefit others' lives, and so that you can bring people to Him. So I hope that was helpful. Any of you who are just looking for a pick-me-up or looking for some inspirations, for some direction in your life, hopefully this video kind of just summed up just a few things that I learned this past weekend at Summit in New Orleans. And those of you who are like me, and you're also applying it to your business, I hope that you find that whatever business it is that you are running, whether it be a multi-million-dollar company in corporate America, whether it be a small shop that makes dog treats or something like that, or you're like me and you're a health and fitness coach, I just hope that you use it to be a positive influence on the people that you come into contact with in your business, and to change lives, because that, in my mind, is what we're called here to do. All right, guys, have an awesome, awesome day.